Trump and Saudis secure a $600 billion investment deal to include billions in U.S. defense weapons. President Trump on Tuesday secured a $600 billion commitment from Saudi Arabia to invest in the United States, along with a multi-billion dollar defense partnership following a meeting with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Riyadh. The investment, according to a White House fact sheet, will strengthen energy security, defense technology, and access to global infrastructure and critical minerals. It includes a $142 billion defense and security deal that equips Saudi Arabia with state-of-the-art war equipment provided by dozens of U.S. firms. Cha-ching. War machine paid. Money in the bank, bitches. The equipment include air and missile defenses and Air Force and space advancements. The White House called the deal historic and transformative for both countries and said it brings in a new golden era of partnership. Days after Trump's inauguration, the Crown Prince first announced that the Arab nation would invest $600 billion in the U.S. over the 4 years of Trump's second term. The White House details those investments following the meeting in Saudi Arabia. As part of the deal, Saudi Arabian company DataVolt is moving forward with plans to invest $20 billion in AI data centers and energy infrastructure in the U.S., and top companies like Google, Oracle, Salesforce, and Uber, among others, are investing $80 billion in technologies in both countries. Oh, that's good to know. Maybe the YouTube community guidelines will be influenced by that. Also included in the deal are infrastructure projects American companies Hill International, Jacobs Parsons, and AECOM are taking on in Saudi Arabia, including at King Salman International Airport, to total $2 billion in U.S. services exports. Several sector-specific funds will be created through the investment partnership, including a $5 billion energy investment fund, $5 billion New Era Aerospace and Defense Technology Fund, and $4 billion Enfield Sports Global Sports Fund. President Trump is the deal maker in chief, and he has once again secured a historic deal that strengthens America's economic dominance and global influence, the White House fact sheet said. Now, there's a little catch, maybe a little catch. Maybe this is unrelated, or maybe this is a little art of the deal shit going on, because we mentioned how Trump was going to engage in nuclear talks with the Saudis that would not necessarily require them to recognize Israel. Saying, in true New York fashion, we're selling you $140 billion worth of these big, beautiful weapons. Maybe, it would go a long way. It'd be nice if you could maybe recognize Israel. So Trump calls on Saudi Arabia to join Abraham Accords recognizing Israel. President Trump called on Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel during a speech to the oil-rich kingdom's leaders on Tuesday, saying, "You'll be greatly honoring me by doing so." Hey, you really get me out of a jam, Really get me off the couch at the Miriam Adelson house. Trump frequently referred to Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman by name during his speech as the country's de facto ruler watched from the front row. With the historic Abraham Accords that we're so proud of, all the momentum was aimed at peace, aimed very successfully, Trump said. It's been an amazing thing, the Abraham Accords, and it's my fervent hope, wish, and even my dream that Saudi Arabia, a place I have such respect for, yeah, I'm sure, especially over the last fairly short period of time, what you've been able to do, but will soon be joining the Abraham Accords. Trump added, "I think it'll be a tremendous tribute to your country, and it will be something that's really going to be very important for the future of the Middle East. I took a risk in doing them, and they've been an absolute bonanza for the countries that have joined the Biden administration, did nothing for 4 years." Trump also used the speech to threaten Iran with massive maximum pressure and drive Iranian oil exports to zero if Tehran doesn't agree to a new nuclear deal. The time is right now for them to choose is right now. We don't have a lot of time, Trump said. So the big development of the day so far, at least that we know at this recording, 3:53 p.m. here on the East Coast, is that investment deal. And the fact that Trump said that he was going to enter into nuclear talks with the Saudis without necessarily recognition of Israel as a prerequisite doesn't seem to have been proven nor disproven at this time. But he did ask them to recognize Israel. And maybe he's using that big deal that he just inked with them as not necessarily leverage, but hey, we did you this good thing. Maybe do something for me. He says you'll be honoring me by doing it. Yeah, I would consider it a great favor if you did that for me.
Listen, Miriam, she has the 6 inch, she has the
Yeah.
9 inch, and then she has the 15 inch. And you don't want her to use that on you, believe me. So do me a favor, because when I get back to the White House, she's going to have those laid out on the bed. And it's really going to depend on what I walk away with from this meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man. The Saudis have their own reasons to not agree to something like that, like violent overthrow, because of where they are, because they have Mecca within their territory. They have a certain role within the Muslim world of being the stewards of Islam, which makes decisions like that taken by the Saudis in particular charged in a way that it wouldn't be for, say, the Qataris.
Right.
And you
Or
could whip up a movement towards violent overthrow of the royal family if they did something like that. So Trump asking them to do it, I don't know how far that goes beyond the request.
that's right. I forgot all about Mecca. It's an old-fashioned word, Mecca. It's like groceries. You don't really
It's
hear
like
people say
groceries.
Mecca anymore. You don't hear much about Mecca these days.
It's like groceries. It's like a one income household.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I mean, it's not terribly like I wasn't terribly surprised when I read that he was kind of nudging them to do it. That's a very New York real estate move where you have two
Hmm.
clients who, don't really like each other very much, but you have a vested interest in getting them to the
Hmm.
table and getting, oh, hey, come on, please. All right, can we do this? I know, yeah, you don't want to do it now. I know that they don't like you, you don't like them, but can we make something happen? Really be getting me out of a jam.
Please clap.